Why is property in Cambridge so expensive? If you look at it from a national point of view, it's outperformed much of the UK for decades. This isn't an accident. People often look at asking prices here and just assume they're inflated. Others will also think that prices will always go up because they have done for the last few decades. Neither perspective is actually helpful. If you really want to understand why Cambridge homes demand such a premium, then you need to look at the fundamental factors behind the pricing. Cambridge is not like other cities in the UK. It's got a world-famous university and has become an international hub for science, technology and research. As a result of this, it behaves more like a knowledge-based economy, and that matters. You can understand why Cambridge has one of the largest concentrations of highly skilled people in the UK, and this creates an income density, which is closely linked to the property values. When a local economy attracts global interest, capital and high-earning professionals, demand for housing remains structurally supported. This is not seasonal demand, it's sustained professional migration. The depth of employment base supports long-term buyer demand. Demand alone doesn't create price resilience. Supply constraints amplify it. And Cambridge can't expand endlessly. Cambridge is restricted in many ways when it comes to its expansion. It's surrounded by an area of greenbelt. It's got lots of different planning restrictions in place to try and preserve the heritage and history of the city, and the infrastructure that it already has is under severe pressure. Development pipelines are more controlled and slower than many other UK cities. That keeps long-term housing supply relatively tight compared to the demand that we see. When land is limited and demand is both domestic and international, pricing reflects the imbalance. This does not mean that pricing can't adjust in the short term and we can see those fluctuations. However, the underlying pressure does remain supported. The Cambridge housing stock also isn't just one type of property. There's period homes, post-war family homes and new builds. As a result of this, they all have their own character and community which becomes part of the asset. And the scarcity of these increases the appeal. Not all properties in Cambridge benefit equally. Micro-location, condition and buyer wants still matter. Cambridge is not built like a high-volume expansion city, and that supports a premium positioning. Expensive doesn't automatically mean overpriced, and value is measured against three things: income, demand and replacement cost. That does not mean that prices can't plateau, and it doesn't mean that individual properties can't be overpriced. But the broader economic case for Cambridge remains strong. Expensive and overpriced are not the same thing. If you're buying in Cambridge, understand what you're buying into. You're not just buying a property. You're buying into an economic ecosystem with a global demand that has a constrained supply. If you're selling in Cambridge, understand why your property develops interest beyond just its postcode or the amount of bedrooms that it has. Position it correctly and the structural drivers will work in your favour. If you would like clarity on where your home sits in the current Cambridge market, then follow the link below.